Welcome to Haunt Weekly. Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this is Haunt Weekly, a weekly podcast for the attraction entertainment community. Whether you're an actor, owner, or just plain aficionado, we aim to be a podcast for you. And look, I'm just excited. I just want to jump into it.
I think that we've.
I don't want to do I don't want to do our intro. I want to do their intros.
Yes.
We got people with us. We got some awesome people this week sitting down with us, and I just can't. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I won't you. Nope, the age of 40 got that. But anyways, we are sitting here today with the legendary Japes, and from Niles Scream Park, Ross and Roberta. I should have said it Roberta and Ross because that's the correct order, but whatever. But anyways, thank you all for coming here, and I'm so excited about this because what you guys are doing coming up shortly is really exciting, both to me as a haunter and I think to the entire haunt community. So, Japes, introduce yourself because, we're familiar with you.
We're doing introductions.
Just brief ones, to keep them.
Yep, Japes Palles. I run Lost Souls Haunted House Bus Tour here in Chicago. I've been managing and training actors for somewhere around 20 years. I've kind of stepped back from that, and my main focus now is just kind of Lost Souls and then guest acting. So that's where I'm at right now.
And also, worth noting, supreme lover of spreadsheets.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them open right now.
I feel like no bio of Japes is complete without that info. All right.
That's true.
All right, Ross and Roberta. Rock, paper, scissors, fight to the death. Figure it out. Who goes first?
Well, my name is Ross, and I do not like spreadsheets. We'll go ahead and start with that.
Oh! Thank God.
I'm out of here. See you guys later.
Hey, I sent you your spreadsheet. I'm the actor, manager, volunteer coordinator at the Niles Scream Park. This is my 9th season at the park. So it's a really exciting job at the park. Lots of actor training, lots of networking with our volunteers, and just making sure everybody knows what they're supposed to do in a night. That's kind of my job in a nutshell. It's a lot of fun.
It is. And I'm Roberta, and I am the actor coordinator for the Hayride at the Niles Scream Park. I'm part of the design team at the Niles Scream Park. I'm going into my 8th year of volunteering. And I'm just, and I help in the office making spreadsheets. So
this is why she and I get along so well, and I don't really like talking to Ross.
Oh. And for those who don't know, and I'm sure there may be someone, Niles Scream Park is located in Niles, Michigan, on the opposite side of a modest-sized lake from Chicago. It's a small lake. It's a cute lake.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't, actually. I've never been.
We can see Chicago from our side.
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you see Japes mooning you or anything?
Is that what that was?
Wednesday?
They called it the supermoon. I get it now. I get it.
Yeah. I actually work right next to Lake Michigan now, so I can see you all every so often. I'm kind of watching you from a distance.
You've got his binoculars out. He's just honing in and checking up on you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him. So,
go into a little bit of the history of Niles Scream Park for us.
So this is our 50th season of Fear. We've been around the community, lots of different places. Started as a small JC's project, relocating throughout the city of Niles. Started in a couple semi-trailers, and then moved into a mushroom factory. We have a facility in the Bell Road Schoolhouse, and then we moved out to where we are on 44 acres now in the late 90s. So we have 6 attractions that we put on every year. Really cool thing about our haunt is that we do a full reset and a rebuild every year instead of kind of keeping everything the same. Comes as a stress to us as well. A lot of times we're planning the following year, as we're in the middle of our busy haunt season, which is always, it's fun to plan ahead, but at the same time, it's the most stressful part of the season. So you're just like ripping your hair out if you have any left. So
That's true.
Yeah.
This is why so many hunters are bald. It's a known fact.
Yeah, bald or gray. Pete always gives me a hard time because my hair keeps gray.
Oh, that's what's causing it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
6 attractions, we bring in about 250 volunteers on a busy night, which is a huge feat, being in kind of a small community. South Bend is kind of the biggest rural area that we have, but we bring in volunteers from all over, super dedicated volunteers that a lot of times dedicate their time for our 23-night season, which is a lot. As most of us know, it's a really busy season. But we've got some troopers out there, and then we have some that just come in 1 or 2 nights with no acting experience. And when that happens, it's up to us to jump into the room and show them the ropes to make sure that they know what they're doing. And a lot of times they end up coming back for more.
They do.
Yeah. The hardest part is getting people to haunt their first night.
Yes.
After that, if it's in the blood, if it's for them, you couldn't stop them if you tried. They'd break in.
For sure. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first night is the first night is a lot of you want to really catch them. You got to get through that house and spend time in rooms and catch and say like, oh, they are not having fun. I gotta hang out with them and show them that this is fun. But it's not fun when you're not getting reactions. So yeah.
Which is why, I mean, I and this is something I know you've talked about is on the first night, oftentimes you give people roles that have a big impact but don't require a lot of skill. Like giving a drop panel is a good example because you can get a lot of good scares with a drop panel, good loud drop panel, but it doesn't require that much skill. You get to learn as you go, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, some that I agree completely.
Yes, and the chat agrees too.
Yes, Crystal is our friendly chat monitor. Please say hi to Crystal in the chat because she will be trying to wrangle all of you haunter humans in there, doing the best that she can. So basically, I don't know if everyone knows why this collection of haunters is here.
Yes.
I don't know if we've adequately explained that. Who would like to explain?
Well, how about this? So how do you I guess I'd like to put it back over to the Niles team because I think that your method and kind of how you do compensation is unique and is what really facilitates this and allows us to put together an event like this. So do you want to talk about that piece?
Okay. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is really unique for us, being that our volunteers, when they come in, they're not just volunteering their time, they're actually volunteering for a charity of their choice. And the hours that they work during the season actually count towards pay, if you will, to that charity at the end of the season. So our volunteers are working to the charity that they choose. At the end of the season, we have a pizza party that we get everybody together with, and then they get a check that goes to that organization at the end of the season. So they're essentially paid an hourly rate. It doesn't go to the person, but it goes to a charity. So I always like to quote Monsters Inc. when it comes to this. So we scare because we care. So it's always fun to say, hey, my money goes to an organization, and they're super excited to receive it, obviously, and you can see what great things that they're doing with it.
Yeah.
So I kind of had talked to, I was chatting with Crystal, and I wanted to kind of talk about like how Haunt Weekly actually inadvertently kind of facilitated this. You made the connection here because my partner on the bus tour, Terry, has been telling me about Niles for years. Like he's like, you got to go out to Niles, and I'm like, it seems really far. I don't know, and I kind of dragged my butt on it a little bit. But a couple years ago, I think Roberta and I connected because she had seen me on the show. And so we started chatting because of the show. And so once I made the connection that Roberta was from Niles, I was like, you know what? I have no excuse now at this point. I have a person that I want to go out there and talk to. I want to go see. So I'm going to finally make the trip. And that was what I finally, again, got off my butt and made it out to Niles and saw what they had going on. Had probably one of the best behind the scenes, like VIP tours that I've ever experienced. They really treated me really well. It was very nice. And then the following year, I think it was, that might have been pre-pandemic actually when I came out there first. I don't remember exactly the timeline.
Might have been 2021 when
I think
you came
it
out.
was.
Yeah.
It was 2021, and then last year I came out and I was like, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go out there and work. So I came out and played. I think only made it one night last year.
Yeah, it was one night. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that led me to start thinking. Lost Souls has donated a lot of money to Haunters Against Hate. It's an organization that we support very strongly, and so it popped in my brain one day that I was like, well, wait a minute, Niles. I was like, they're a 401c or 401c3, 501c3, 501c3. Thank you. They are a charity, right? Thank you. Haunters Against Hate is a charity, and Niles gives to charities. So what if I try to put together just a group of badass actors to go out there and volunteer their time? And again, I got more credit where it's due. I was the idea was in my head, but I wasn't quite ready to move on it. But then I mentioned it to Robert Nass at MHC. No, was it? I mentioned it to him at Transworld. I mentioned it to him, and I was like, yeah, I had this idea. I'm kind of kicking around, and 15 minutes later, he comes back. He was like, yeah, I just went and told Paul all about your plan. And I was like, well, I guess I was like, well, okay, I guess we're doing this then. So that was that. So I connected with Roberta and was like, hey, what do you think about this? And she was like, yes, let's do this. Let's make it happen.
And Paul has actually just joined us in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Paul just moved to Chicago. When I say just moved, I mean he's either on the road right now or he just got to his place. So hi, Paul.
On his birthday. I mean,
we don't say that anymore.
I know. Sorry, Paul. I get one.
So that's kind of how it came together. Was just like I said, it was. I put two and two together that we could raise some money for a great charity, and I felt like, let's see what I can do about pulling some of the best hunters that I can from the Midwest. So that's kind of how we got started on this. So here we are.
Yeah, we full circle. We're back to Haunt Weekly.
Got a shout out to Robert too. We've gotten Robert hooked on the Niles Scream Park too. He's been out there quite a bit this summer. So
yeah, I know he's put in a bunch of days. He told me doing lighting and stuff like that. Robert Nass, if you're not familiar with him, is a tech genius. He's very, very good with lighting and all sorts of things that plug in and stuff. He's a very talented human being and a really decent dude. Good guy. Good guy.
Very good.
He just mentioned that he first mentioned it to Roberta.
Yeah, did he go to Roberta first? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And as soon as he said it, I was like, "Oh my God, we have to do this!" Because I'm Hunters Against Hate is super important to me. So I was like, 100%, we'll make this happen.
Yeah. So that is awesome, and I'm really happy that Paul was involved from the earliest stage. That sounds very much like a conversation that happened in the haunt community. Yeah, I just told Paul your plan. What plan?
It was an idea.
It went from idea to reality like that. I was like, okay. I guess we're moving on this. So
that is the most haunter thing I can think of, though. Literally, that moment of, well, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah. Yep. And it's there's been some things that I kind of was able to put some thought into and strategize and think through, and then I know Roberta and Ross are helping out on their end as well. So, but then some of it we're just kind of building the plane as we're in the air and just kind of figuring out what's going to be best for this event. And
analogy.
Yeah.
No turbulence, so we're good.
Uh-oh. Are they breaking up for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I got Jonathan doing...
Yeah, stuck like this.
Maybe he probably went into airplane mode. You use that analogy.
Well, I guess it looks like I can see the stream output, so it looks like we're still live on Facebook, so I guess we got to keep chatting here.
Yeah, we can keep going. They froze. Their host didn't. So here we are.
So yeah, we're at about 25 people now. 25 peoples have existed have RSVP'd, have said that they're going to join us. I don't want to go into the list yet, just because I don't know what our stream is really doing right now. And the last thing I would want to do is give people shout outs when we're frozen. I'm going to jump into the chat real quick, or into the stream, and see.
Robert says that they're frozen and we're still live, so I think we're okay, Japes.
Oh, we are still good. Okay.
Yep, we have confirmation.
Okay, cool. You good. You're monitoring the chat then.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm not good at spreadsheets, but I'm good at monitoring the chat.
We all have our skills, right?
We do.
So at this time, we have 25 people who have committed to at least one day. The weekend is going to be the 15th, 16th, right?
I think we just got cut off.
Uh-oh.
It says we're no longer live.
Sorry.
Oh.
Try that.
Oh, mine still says we're live.
We should be live. Sorry about that.
We just lost them.
Can you see us?
It says live.
Oh, we're good.
Oh,
we're still
hi.
on Facebook.
The screen. So
We're
sorry,
good.
I had no way to tell you that I was going to do it. We refreshed the
All
stream.
Thank you for bearing with us, everybody.
I was like, screw it. I'm
Is
just going to do it.
Jonathan here too? I can see in the live stream that he's there, but I can't see him or hear him.
No, I don't.
Test,
I'm
test,
not
test.
hearing.
I can see them moving in the live stream.
Test, test,
Yeah,
test.
in the stream output, and then they're trying to reconnect. All right. Anyway, we're still live. You can hear us, so I'm gonna go through this list here. So, like I said, as of right now, we have it is the 15th and 16th. Am I crazy? Right? I'm mixing up dates.
Well, you are, but not about that.
You're correct.
Okay. Yeah. So September 15th and 16th is the weekend that we're going to be doing the Haunters Invasion at Niles Scream Park. So far signed up, we have Jeff Walker. You might know him as Fluffy. Alex Wode is going to be bringing a different character. She won't have Sharky, but she's got somebody else. Howard Ammon, Pappy Arndt, Jacob and Makina Bodzianowski. I totally butchered their names. Charles and Sean Brandt, Carly Chavez, Kat Day, Brian Gack. You know what? I've known Brian for several years, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. So, Brian, if I mess up your last name, sorry. Brian Gacky? Gacky?
Just try every potential pronunciation. One of them will be right.
There you go. Shailene Gall, Marion Gilliam, Shane Howard, Roberta, Tristan Milborn.
Wait, what's my last name?
It's McClellan.
Ooh, good job.
Well, you're here. I mean, it's this Roberta. This is the Roberta I'm
I had to
talking
give
about.
you a hard time.
Yeah. Tristan Milborn, Tristan's one of your people, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Robert Nass, like I said, myself, Michael Peters, Magdalena Reeder, Mark Rogers, Cal Schiffer, Maria Tim, Maria Elena on Facebook, Bonnie White, and Josh Wood. So big list of some really talented folks. We got people coming from Massacre, Midnight Terror, Hell's Gate, the RIP Sideshow, Eloise Asylum, Nightmare Realm, Factory of Fear, and I think Nightmare Haunted House didn't make it to the list earlier, but Nightmare is run by Michael Peters, who will be volunteering as well. So huge list of great folks, really talented folks. Coming out to guest act with us at Niles and raise some money for Haunters Against Hate. I'll go ahead and put in a shameless plug. Like, we've got more space, y'all. Like, we can have more people come out. The more people we have come out, the more money we raise for Haunters Against Hate. Another piece that I should point out is that if you can't make the weekend of the 15th and 16th, but you still want to come out and volunteer and have your time benefit Haunters Against Hate, you can come any month that they're open. Roberta.
Well, they're only open 1 month. Any night they're opening.
Yeah, well, they're open 2 months because they're open.
True, but
They actually open
all month either.
They're gluttons for punishment. They're open next weekend.
Yeah, we
Yes.
opened Friday.
Yeah, Fridays are opening day.
Yeah. So you've actually got 2 months to volunteer through September and then all the way through October. Are you open in November? I think I did see one
First
or 2 days.
weekend, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black
On the
out.
4th.
Yeah, so lots of opportunities to get out there and put in some time and help out. And people would contact you for that, right, Roberta?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
off nights? Okay.
Yes.
And if people want to come for the 15th, 16th, you can contact Roberta, Ross, or myself, and we'll get y'all connected with it.
Yeah, is there an easy place they can do that? Or just
Honestly, but the best bet is honestly just to reach out to one of us. So that's gonna be either through Facebook. You can email me at lostsoulschicago@gmail.com.
Yeah.
and also, if anybody like desperately doesn't know how to get in touch with any of them, I don't think they would. Reach out to us. We'll forward you on because we have all the ways you can contact Haunt Weekly. So we'll happily forward anyone on.
Yeah.
You can also check out the Scream Park website at haunted.org, and there's a Join Our Family link, and that goes directly to me. So even if you're just checking it out, have any questions. But Japes, Roberta, and I right now are like chained at the hip in Facebook Messenger land, so we're on top of it.
Definitely.
Yeah. the chat has
Like
gone off.
three times a day, I hit Ross up for a spreadsheet.
He does.
Yeah.
Could you pull another spreadsheet? Let's take a look at that. Mhm.
Yeah.
The Great Spreadsheet War of 2024.
We'll keep you updated. It's all good.
It looks like Christian Ristow is going to reach out to you, Japes.
Sweet.
Yes, Christian, that would be awesome. We've never had an opportunity to work together. I'd love that. I would love that.
Yeah, and I love that this is a way to contribute money to a charity by working and by haunting. It's just it's awesome.
Doing the thing that you love to do.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's one of the great things about the haunt community is that whenever we decide to come together for a good cause, we're there for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just seeing how the community rallied around Haunters Against Hate, especially in those early months when Paul was sort of jumping up and and we were recoiling from a very ugly incident. We won't discuss the incident that led to it, but it was an ugly incident. And Paul and others jumped up and formed it, and then the entire haunt community, the entire haunt community I care to know, rallied around it. And basically that speaks to the haunt industry. It makes me so happy and squishy inside. I'm warm and fuzzy now. So let's get me ranting again, because apparently I've learned everyone likes the rants.
Yeah, no, so I'm excited. I think, so I guess when I come into things like this, I try to like think of it from like the different angles in terms of like, what does everybody get out of this, and I was really happy with kind of how all of this, in my opinion, like how everybody kind of gets paid off in this, in that, like, the haunters that a lot of us like, well, for me, I'm looking for every weekend that I can actually do without my wife wanting to kill me. So like, so like being able to get out and act and do it early. It's, for me, I always think that it's important that people do some traveling acting, because you get to see what other places are like. You get to change your style. Like, Niles is a little bit more family friendly than some of the haunts that some of our folks are coming from. So we have to consider that, and we have to think about that and kind of change our style and play nice with the people that are going to be there. So I think that there's a lot of value in just getting that experience and guest acting. A lot of folks also want to get their names out there, right? They want to be able to say like, hey, I've worked at all these different haunts. I have a resume that's got a huge list of all the haunts that I've worked at, so they get that. Niles, yeah, Niles is going to get hit with a bunch of haunters, a bunch of really talented haunters. We're going to be all there to visit and hang out. I always tell people when I guest act, like, if you're having a room that you're struggling with and you don't know how to work it, put me in there. I will figure out how to work it, and I will show people how to work it, and they learn it. Or put me in a room with the kids that are really struggling, because I'll work with them and I'll show them how to have a good time. And I will show them how to work the room so they will like it more because they're able to be successful. So, my time is going to also help to benefit the actors at Niles, and all of our guest actors are going to have that same opportunity to show the kids. I say kids because I'm old and everybody's a kid at this point, but the younger, less experienced haunters are going to get to learn from really talented people. And then in the end, right, all of our work is going to, throw some extra money at Haunters Against Hate, So I just think this is a really good opportunity where everybody wins,
Yeah, and I got to say, I think Paul moving to Chicago is also going to be a boon for Haunters Against Hate. And honestly, I think for the Chicago community, haunt community, I think it's a win-win there. Because, there's only so many places in the country you can have a bus tour like the one you run, Japes, and have it make sense. And make sure that every haunt you go to over those weekends are great, amazing haunts. And Chicago is one of the cities.
We've got a great scene here, for sure.
You really do. And having been on your tour and seen what you do with the tour and what the Chicago scene does with their haunts, I am goddamn impressed with both. So this is going to be lit.
Yeah, Chicago's awesome. I'm not going to lie. Chicago's great, and I'm excited to bring some.
And there's such a good variety of haunts in Chicago, too. It's one of the things I really like.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. We love to visit and walk through and take tours, and it's amazing.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything here now. It's nice.
Yeah.
So for the Niles event, what are y'all doing to convey to customers that this is a special event that they can't miss?
Yeah, give them some FOMO. Come on.
We, I know internally we've already prepared some pretty big blasts to promote the event. I know our park manager, Aaron, has been working really hard on some awesome graphics that we've gotten to preview already, and those will be going out this week.
Yeah.
I know we've been working really hard on promoting it, and I believe Paul is working on promoting as well, correct?
Yeah, he was working on a graphic as well. So just trying to get it out there as much as we can because it literally is a takeover and we're happy for it.
We're really excited. I mean, not just from having the haunters come in to join our dysfunctional family, but obviously those that aren't coming into haunt, coming to support the park as well. We're really looking forward to seeing that too. So if you're not scaring, we'd love to have you at the park, supporting it as well. We are in Eastern time, just to let everybody know.
Yes.
The hours are 8 to 11.
Yeah, that might have had an issue here, too.
A couple miles down the road, it is Central time from us, but we are in the Eastern time.
I forgot Michigan is on the other side of the line. I legit forgot.
Yeah.
Because, I think of you as just straight up, because you pretty much are from where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can go from New Orleans to Chicago on 55, just straight up. Cover the entire country. So I tend to think, and I know you're Michigan, but you're on the other. You're right there. You're so close, like geographically.
It's a struggle.
Last year when I volunteered, I was like, I'm going to get there super early. I'm going to leave real early so that I could get in and maybe get a tour and get a look around and everything. And then I'm driving and looked at my phone. And I'm like, wait. How is it 5:30 already?
You did the time warp.
Mm-hmm.
I did the time warp.
Yeah.
So I that is definitely something we have to keep in mind. Leaving on Friday is making sure that we give ourselves an extra hour to get there, so that we're not.
You lose an hour that way.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
For a couple more weeks. Yeah.
Also, Paul said in the chat that the Niles patches have shipped and should be in this week.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, spoiler alert! Damn it! All right, you all talk. I forgot them in the.
Don't blame us.
No, I forgot them in the other room. You all talk. I'll be right back.
Okay.
No. No.
Can I explore your office now?
Yes, go roam around her office. Just wait for the world. That sounds great.
So,
About you.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I actually looked into the chat and I saw that a lot of the actors, well, not a lot, but quite a few of the actors who are going to be coming to this event are in the chat. So this is the first they're finding out, but everybody that's volunteering is going to get a special Lost Souls edition Haunters Against Hate patch.
Very cool.
Yay!
Yeah, so Paul did redid the logo with our colors, our orange and green colors, and so anybody that is volunteering is going to get one of these. So yeah, these are very limited edition. The only other place you can get this is on the bus tour, Lost Souls Chicago.
Yeah.
I wish I could go. I think we're a little busy those weekends, unfortunately.
What do you got going on?
A thing you wouldn't know about it. You've never heard of it before. But yeah, no, those are awesome looking patches. Only Japes can make those two colors look attractive next to each other, but he can.
Well, this is Paul. This is Paul's design. So
But no, your colors though. So
y'all, if you've ever taken a look at our website, you know that
yes.
I have no skills when it comes to graphic arts. That is not my thing.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's only there so that when people like see us on Facebook and they want to see if we're legit, they go to the website and they're like, well, they have a website. It's relatively okay, so they must be legit.
Let's give them hundreds of dollars.
It's
a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
It's a place to say.
I
agree.
I could make a really sexy spreadsheet, but I don't think that customers are looking for that.
I don't know, man. There seems to be a market out there. That's what I've heard say. But yeah.
So that's the event. It's like I said, 20 at this point 25, but I know Christian said he's going to reach out, so we're looking at least 26. There's other folks who are still confirming their schedules. I like to be I like to make sure the I's are crossed and the T's are dotted before I announce things. So I told everybody that I invited. I was like, look, if you haven't signed up if you haven't registered at this point, then I'm not gonna say your name. But there are still names out there that are trying to make sure that they've got the time to come out. So I'm hoping to get to closer to 30 folks.
In the chat, Tater wanted to remind everyone that TaterCon has a website and therefore it's legit.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's legit, but it does have a website. Fair.
Well, that is basic.
Actually, because I did invite Tater. I know he's not available at that weekend, but I also invited Katie Lane. Katie Lane can't make it that weekend, but I believe she's going to be coming another weekend. So she will be. She hasn't signed up and registered because she is going to be a different weekend. But that's another person who I, of course, wanted to be there. But she's going to be at HHC or HHN, Halloween Horror Night. HHN. There you go. HH.
What is HHC?
Just making. Yeah. Haunted House Chicago.
C would stand for HHC.
HHC is Haunted House Chicago.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm not totally crazy. It does exist.
Okay. Okay, I've got a general question for Ross and Roberta. How did this unique method of quote-unquote paying actors by doing the donations, how did that come about?
Good question.
That is a great question.
So like many of the haunts in the area, it started out as a JC's project. And
I think like 80% of the haunt industry started out as a JC's project at this point.
Yeah. And I'm being a former JC, I love it. So it started out as a JC's project, and the JCs were known for giving back to the community. As time went on, the JCs weren't able to sustain the growth of the project. So when they broke off, they kind of kept the same setup as giving back to the community. So when the Niles Haunted House became, instead of the Niles JC's Haunted House, it became the Niles Haunted House. That's when they kind of kept the same mentality of giving back to the community and offered those volunteers the opportunity to basically give back to.
Oh. Aaron Smith in the chat just says, cough, greater Niles JC Haunted House.
My apologies, Aaron.
Oh my goodness.
He's the historian, so
He really is.
Tut, good sir, tut, even.
I'll give myself a pat on the back for the history at the beginning that he was not here for. I think I did a pretty good job on that, but he'll have to let me know.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very cool. I mean, it's a very cool, very creative system. And yeah, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm really. I mean, we're actually maybe doing something kind of sort of similar this year with ours. We may be doing something similar with our donations. We haven't nothing firm yet. We actually have a meeting coming up
This coming week.
this
So
coming
maybe
week to hammer
not.
out the plans, but we may be doing something kind of similar. So stay tuned. Future episode of Haunt Weekly. We may be plagiarizing Niles Scream Park. I mean, at least we're plagiarizing, a good thing. If
Yeah,
you're gonna steal the good stuff.
Yeah.
true enough.
Yeah.
No, but
The
it's
more-
an awesome approach.
I thought it was so cool when I learned about it. I was like, what a neat way to do things, you know.
A neat way to remain a volunteer haunt, but also to quote unquote pay actors, and yeah, no, it's the best of all worlds.
It's really nice to see the money it goes right back out. And a lot of our bigger groups, I know we have a Boy Scout group, 541. They're one of our biggest groups too. They raise right around $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
That goes right back into their organization, and it provides those opportunities not just for the Boy Scouts, but allows them to better the community too.
Yeah, yeah.
And that for a Boy Scout troop, that is a lot of money. That is
insane. For
It is.
sure.
They do a lot of high adventure trips. I was a former group leader for them, and they would be able to go to like Philmont and other places that they normally wouldn't get a chance to go to. But then when they do their Eagle projects, and they're able to give back to the community, so it's just like, over and over and over again. So it just benefits everybody.
yeah. So basically, yeah. I mean, you can run a pretty kick-ass Boy Scout troop with that kind of money. I'm just telling you straight. But yeah, that's
It is.
I probably would have stayed with the Boy Scouts a lot longer if we had a budget like that.
I would have joined the Boy Scouts if I knew that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Boy Scouts in my area were lame. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Gotta come to Niles.
Just ones I grew up with were lame.
No, it's a big deal, though. I
It
know
is. It's a big
since
deal.
about 1996, over $2.1 million has gone back out to the community through these efforts. So it's a really big deal, not just from that Boy Scout troop, but
Oh yeah.
All over. Yeah, Relay
animal
for Life,
shelters, Relay for Life, Make a Wish. We've
several
got
high schools.
bands, that type of thing. Anybody looking to raise money it's like a mini United Way, if you will, which is really cool.
And
We're cooler. We're
we-
way cooler.
one of the things I often say is if you're looking to donate to charities, try to find, I personally like to find small charities because I know even a modest donation to a small charity can make the world of difference to their mission.
Scholarship.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay. We also have a couple scholarships that you could work for that the haunted house sponsors. So people will work for the hours to go into that, and kids go into college, they need money. They need money badly. So Aaron, before becoming park manager, put his money into the scholarship fund. And I don't remember how many we have exactly, but it does well.
Aaron's correcting me. It was $2.4 million. So I've got a fact check in the.
Yeah, apparently we have a real-time fact checker in the chat here.
Can somebody
I said
please
over.
boot Aaron? Can somebody boot Aaron Smith out of the chat? He's causing trouble, as
Trouble-
he usually does.
trouble-
Uh,
But no, I mean, it is so awesome, though. It really is. I am floored. I mean, when I first heard about it, 'cause I didn't fully understand that at first, admittedly. And then when it was explained to me, it's like, oh, that is so cool. That is such a great way to do it. So, yeah, this question's going to get me in trouble. And I guess I already know the answer, which is, well, let's see how it goes. Do you think this could be a semi-regular thing? Once per year?
That's my hope. That would be the intent, is to make this an annual trip. Every year. I would hope that we can make it grow and get it bigger and get more people to come out and participate. I see it as just such a great opportunity to kind of give back, but also, like I said, get back. A lot of us haven't we haven't started our season at that point, so to like kind of get the ring rust off before you go back to your haunt. I think it's also a good opportunity to bring out some of your younger, promising folks that you see in the actor trainings. Maybe somebody who's relatively new that you're like, hey, we're going to be doing this event. We'd love for you to come out and come participate. I think it's a great opportunity, and of course, I definitely want to, continue to support Hunters Against Hate, but also, I guess I hate to say this because I know I'm kind of like taking money out of our own pocket, but like, if you've got a particular charity that you support, that you believe in, register your group with Niles and come out and bring out a group. As much as I want to see Hunters Against Hate be successful, and I plan on continuing to support them each year. If we have other groups of haunters with other charities, fine, great, whatever. I think it'll bring out a lot of great talent, and it'll bring out it'll be a lot of fun to get people together and actually work together. A lot of times we only get to see each other at conventions and things like that, but we don't necessarily get to actually play with each other. And I would like to play with more folks and work with folks from different haunts and, people who I've talked to at conventions. I want to actually work with you. So,
yeah, that. Sure.
So, Roberta and Ross, how long have you been with Niles Scream Park?
This is season number 9 for me.
And this is season number 8 for me. Okay. So, I think we both started off pretty much in the actual haunted house.
Started as an actor, and then we moved into a lead role as a breaker, kind of going through and making sure that the workers got breaks, and then we just kind of branched off from there. Never thought that I would be managing actors in a haunted house one day. That wasn't on my my list of things that I wanted to do when I grew up, but I love it. And I look forward to it every year. I think the coolest thing too, and I think you can attest to it too, is not just going to convention, but when we go on road trips and stuff, it's really cool to network. And I'm really excited for our actors at the park that don't always get that opportunity to be able to network with such an amazing group of people. We do a really big pep rally at the beginning of the night with our team to get everybody riled up, and then they all come back at the end of the night. So I'm really excited for our team to get together with all of our visitors and really, really get pumped. And I know they'll share some really cool tips and techniques. Japes, feel free to run into a room and help these actors out if you want to too. I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to be running enough that night, making sure that everybody is, because that'll be our second weekend. It's not opening weekend, which is probably a good thing. That's a little rusty, a little rough, but you'll be in our second weekend, and it'll be like, that invigoration at the beginning of the season. I think that, people are like, oh, wow, look at these guys, so I think it'll do us very, very well.
Yeah. And you talked about the networking aspect. I mean, Trans World, MHC, all the haunt conventions are wonderful and all, but it's like Dave said, you don't get to really play and hang out with each other and see people doing the craft, and not everyone can make it to those. It's expensive. Right. It's time consuming. It takes you away from work. This is an opportunity to network, under the much lower buy-in, and also, as we said, support a good cause.
Well, that's so. One thing about doing the bus tour, what some people don't know about, like how I do that. So when I'm on the bus, I've learned that my customers don't like, if you're always in character, they get annoyed because you're plastic. You don't seem real, right? And they want that real connection. So when I do Brewster on the bus, it's a lighter version, and it's really like just Japes being a little extra weird. But like, I'll sit down and talk about my kids with people, and I'll like break character and do that type of stuff.
I'll take the Japes with extra weirdness, please.
Right. But when we get to the haunts, that's when I get to play with people. I jump out and I get in line and I start doing line entertainment. And that's one of the great things about doing the bus tour for me, is that I do get to play with people who I've only met through Facebook, or I've only met through conventions and things like that. Because I jump in and I do what I normally do, so that my customers can see, oh, this is what this guy really is. Because I'm giving them a light version on the bus, because that's what they actually want. But when we get in the in the line, they see like how I mess with people and how I goof around. And I'm also entertaining myself, because I'm getting to work with all these incredibly talented folks who do the queue line entertainment at all the attractions that we visit. So, Catania, I see your comment, don't break character. when you're on a bus tour and you're riding a bus with folks for like literally we pick people up at 5:30 and we don't leave until like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh no.
You cannot be in character that whole time. Not because like I can, because I do when I went at the haunt, right? Like I can be in character that whole time, but you can't be in character because it drives the customers nuts. They hate it. They're like, this guy, he's fake. He's that character the whole time. They like that personal connection. That's it. Well, that's it.
And that's the
no excuses. I apologize. I will.
Training. So she just went through training a couple weeks ago. So I appreciate her, laying down the law, Japes. Get you when you go there.
I'll say this also, though, Japes. I think that another thing about the bus tour, and I have this sometimes when I'm outside working front of house, is you're also in a safety role as well.
Oh, for sure.
And so you need to be a human being that people can approach if they have safety concerns or if something's going on. They know they can turn to you for guidance on how to be safe, and even there is an emergency. So, yeah, I actually side with you completely on that, Japes. That role is super important. But just the time alone, you're right, it would absolutely drive people bonkers. But also from a safety standpoint, you've got to be approachable. You've got to be seen as a trustworthy human that they can contact and get help from.
Yeah.
And it's also nice to be able just to interact with you as a person and then see what you do in the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I did enjoy that. I can't remember which haunt. No, it's Basement of the Dead. I remember this. I got to watch you work for an extended period of time there. Well, we were hanging out with All Souls, waiting to go in, and you were just that's like the longest queue line I've ever seen in my life. But you were tearing it up as Brewster, and it was just great to watch. That's one of my favorite memories of All Souls. Honestly, is watching you work there, kind of from the shadows.
Yeah, they do a beautiful job over there. Their queue line entertainment is. I almost don't like going there with the bus tour because we go right to the front of the line, and I'm kind of like, y'all, you kind of want to wait and see what's going on here. They got incredible talent, and Disturbia, which is their sister haunt, they got the same thing going there too. So it's both of those haunts. I hope no customers are watching this, but both of those haunts, you could literally just go sit out in front and be entertained for hours. You don't even have to go in. They're both great. They're both great attractions.
I'll say this, and I'll back you up. When we were doing the tour, I remember thinking that's the only queue line I was sad we were skipping.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was genuinely a little sad we skipped the queue line. Like I said, it looked so much fun. But no, but we obviously if we're going to get through all the haunts we had to. So worthwhile sacrifice.
I wanted to shout out something here, and I think Ross and Roberta, you can provide a little more context. But Aaron said that there's going to be a special order of the crypt while we're there. Can you dig into that?
Yep. Do you want to talk about it?
So yeah, I can talk about it a little bit. So what we've been doing, and we started it last year, was our crypt is where we hold our pep rallies, and it's all decorated, and there's a stage, and on that stage is a coffin, and there's a rose head nail, and they'll hang it's a dog tag basically with their name inscripted on it and the relative dates. And then you're inducted into the Order of the Crypt. For usually the ones that we've been doing are longevity, like going in order from backwards to now. And then we've done various special guest ones too. Didn't Chris Zabrowski get
Chris
one?
got one last year.
Yeah.
I think that was the first night that y'all did it. I was there. I'm pretty sure that Chris Zabrowski got it, but that was after Beetlejuice and and Emma
and Emmy.
Yeah, and Emmy. I don't know why I say Emma all the time. She yelled at me at Transworld about it too. So I need to stop screwing that up.
Oh, out in the chat.
But this happens every night, so it's actually a really cool function of our pep rally, not just to get everybody pumped up, but it really brings in that history and that dedication, showcasing all of our amazing family.
Looks like you're going to get one too, Japes.
Surprise.
What?
You're getting one before Ross and I get one. So, I mean...
Apparently, we're making everybody feel really old when we talk about our haunt experience. That's been in the comments quite a bit too.
So I actually started pretty late in life. Now I'm not afraid to say it. I'm 45. So we started later when my son actually was in scouts. They were like, hey, you guys got to come out to the haunted house. My husband was like, I'm going to go out. And I said, okay, just let me know how it is. He came back that night and he goes, you've got to do this. You're going to love it. Because we've always loved Halloween. So I went out and we've been working out there ever since. So much so that it's now my real job.
Like I said, the trick is to get the actor in for the first night, show them a good time that night. The rest falls into place on its own.
Yeah.
Nancy is in the chat, by the way.
Ooh.
Emmy.
I saw that. Yeah. She's gonna yell at me for screwing up on the podcast. Great,
Really
thank
is.
you. Ah, damn.
Well, the haunt takeover's been canceled for the rest of Japes' life. No, no. But
Which announcement for that as well. Emmy is donating some of her nights to Haunters Against Hate as well. So that's amazing as well.
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, we just crossed 50 minutes. If anybody has anything else to say, I guess go around the room, say where you're from, where we can find you, and where we can learn more, and obviously where haunters who want to participate can. Just, where to hit you up. We'll start with Roberta. We'll take it in reverse order. Ha!
What are we doing? I did.
Where to find you, you lot.
I did. Okay. Where to find me? Niles Scream Park. I'm home away from home. Otherwise, I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
And kind of on TikTok, but I'm more of a watcher than a publisher there. So, primarily Facebook, and there's my email.
And if any actor's hearing this and wants to participate, hit up Niles Scream Park on their website. That'll go to you too, right? Or hit up Japes. Japes gave the address earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Japes, where can we find you? Because Ross is also Niles Scream Park.
I am. Yep.
Anywhere specific to you, though, we should add. I just realized.
I've got a really awesome website.
It's not a spreadsheet, but
No.
Second next best thing.
No, you can find me at lostsoulschicago.com or .info. Sorry. You can also email me at lostsoulschicago@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook and message me here. You can contact me through Haunt Weekly. I'm sure you'll be able to pass on the message. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in the Midwest area and you can make it out to Niles Scream Park, we'd love to get more people out for that 15th and 16th event. But if you can make it other nights, they are open to that as well. And if you're in Chicago and you want to check out the best bus tour that exists in the Chicagoland area, and debatably the country, that is Lost Souls Chicago, and we are going to be tickets should be on sale very, very soon for our final season.
Oh,
what?
Whoa!
Right. I just threw that in there at the end.
Aaron would give us the night off, but now I'm really going to have to talk to Mr. Smith, and he's going to have
Or are you thinking a Christmas one this year too?
We will do Christmas. We will do Christmas. But this will be our final Halloween season. Yes. It's time to hang up the boots or something like that. Not the boots. Brewster will still be around, but
Talk to everybody.
Oh man.
Yeah, you like that? I saved it for the end.
Wow.
You did.
Okay, so a future episode, we're gonna find out what the fuck is going on with Japes and Lost Souls.
There will be a part two. No. But yeah, that is a huge bomb. I'm a little shook, honestly. I don't know what to do with this.
I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't let anybody know about it, but I have talked to my business partners about it, so they are aware. We are getting all the details finalized for the last couple tours, and we will definitely be doing our Christmas tour again. So, but 2023 is going to be the final year of Lost Souls.
So what I'm hearing is, if people are interested in going on, they need to buy their tickets now because they won't.
Or whenever they go on
chance.
sale. I mean, they're not on sale yet.
Pretty much. I've already got people messaging me, asking me to hold certain dates. So these tickets are going to go super, super fast. And hopefully our Christmas tour is a little slower, but we do have a lot of haunters on that, which is it's less general customers and more haunters that come on that tour. So we'll try to aim for 2 nights for Christmas again. But
Good idea.
Well, I will always vouch for how amazing Lost Souls is. I will never, ever, I have nothing but amazing things to say. Japes, through the magic of spreadsheets, is the best haunt tour planner you could ever ask for. His love and skill with spreadsheets is unparalleled.
Yep. That's
Well-
what makes Lost Souls so special. It's the spreadsheets.
So we can't leave though. I mean, people are in the chat saying we can't leave on that note.
I know.
That's fair.
Thanks,
Who's
James.
that?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Oh, what a!
So-
I love to be the villain.
Yeah. So,
no.
Yes. Jeez.
so what are the dates again for the haunt takeover?
Yeah, let's end on that.
Haunt
makes
Takeover is going to be September 15th and 16th.
All right.
Okay.
At Niles Scream Park in Greater Niles, Michigan.
Yes.
Or Niles, Michigan.
Thank you for putting the grader in front of it.
Yeah.
There you go, Aaron.
Yep. There you go, Aaron. There's a shout out.
Well, on that note, everyone, on this bombshell that has me shook to my core, I don't know what to do. I forgot how to do my outro. Thank you very much for joining us for the past hour. Thank you to Japes, to Roberta, to Ross, and to everyone in the chat. You've been wonderful. Please check out more Haunt Weekly, hauntweekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, and youtube.com/Haunt Weekly. Until next time, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And we will see you all next week. I don't know who I am anymore. We'll see you all.